Hey, how's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the Core TCG Offline Regional here in LA. We have the man, the myth, the legend, Sebastian over here, as well as myself, hosting the commentary for the day. But we've got some great games lined up for you. We've got a match right now for round one paired, and the players are all set and ready. It looks like we'll just be hopping into that very shortly, but man, excited for it. We did this like 2 weeks ago, and super excited to be back, man. How we doing?
No, I'm excited because we last time we did this, it was just off the cusp of PRB being released, so we didn't really get a PB. We didn't get it to be a PB tournament, so now we actually
Right.
get PRB2, get to see some of the new cards, see how the meta has shifted. We already had a couple events with PRB2, but it's gonna be interesting to see. Like I know green purple Luffy's on everybody's mind. I know a couple of the other decks, like everyone's hoping for like Marcos to show up and stuff and things like for this tournament. So it's gonna be exciting. We got 10 rounds tonight for everybody. And yeah, we got our players set up. We got a Luffy versus Luffy matchup, black yellow. Also got support, right? With the I believe it's the ace card,
Right.
helping them out actually like recover since the Gecko Moria loss. And then we got a good old classic purple blue Luffy on the other side here. So as our players are about to get started, round one is under the way soon.
Yeah.
But it
Yeah.
should be pretty fun.
I think it is very exciting to see the fact that a couple of these older decks have gotten a little bit of new support through PRB02. So
Mhm.
we do see the fist bump of friendship right there. You love to see it going down, and it seems as though blue purple Luffy's being first right here, and then we have black yellow Luffy taking second. I personally love the alt art of the Borussia Dortmund Luffy. That is so cool. I wish I could have went to that match because I'm personally as of a like Bundesliga fan, I do enjoy Borussia Dortmund, and I'm just super excited to see the fact that this deck has seen a little bit of life brought back into it with the addition of the 5-cost ace. So we will see the 2-cost ace being picked up here for black yellow Luffy. Just go ahead and pass though with one Dawn up, and now giving blue purple Luffy some opportunity to ramp here.
And then we get the good old classic best start for blue purple. This is probably what you're mulliganing for. So probably got a good hand. You got the Zoro Juro on the board.
Yeah, no kidding. I think that with the Zoro Juro like going first, you kind of just have to have that. And it actually is. I didn't realize I had. Perfect. There we go. Thank you for that correction. I saw a message in chat. I actually had the wrong leader up, so let's go ahead and get that beautiful Borussia Dortmund black yellow Luffy alternate art set up for us. But swinging 7 here, it is interesting, that blue purple Luffy does start with the 6 here. Not because I think that by any means, that it's a poor choice, but it is interesting because when you get black yellow Luffy down to 0, that's when the deck really comes alive. And being able to use Zeus here, adding one of the cards to the hand, getting closer to that objective of being at 0 life is very helpful. It does remove the ramp for the Zoro as well. I think if you're black yellow Luffy here, you might just take this life, go to 1. I don't think there's going to be a massive threat here on 5 Dawn of like a really big swing, coming at you in the following turns.
Yeah, so, like you said.
Yeah, just getting closer to that objective. And I think I could be wrong, but I believe he just got one of the 5-cost Sabos there, which is pretty solid. Oh, no play at all.
No 5 Dawn play. That's rough for Mile.
Yeah, if
that's
you
a
don't
little
have
unfortunate.
you don't even have like a Bond Clay to ramp here, or even or like a Gear 2 ramp, or
just something to because
yeah.
like losing the Zoro Juro on curve that was probably their biggest the thing they were hoping for with this hand, and not being able to see it is going to be man, just it's hard to see that Dawn go. Maybe we are going to see just I don't even know where we could go with it. We're hoping to defend with some gear seconds or something.
Might
It's too
be
early to be.
since we're at 2 life, it could be Thunder Bagua, because Thunder Bagua is a way for us to ramp here. But you can do like a really heads up play as Black Yellow Luffy and just kind of not do anything. You don't really
Mhm.
need to, dedicate all that much to going like, hey, all right, let's attack. Like, no, we're going to get to that point eventually in the game. It doesn't have to be right now. But instead, we are going to see a 5-cost Sabo coming
Wow.
down here. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this is the OP12 Sabo. Yeah. So we
Yep.
are,
On play, you may add one card from the top of your hand, draw 2 cards, trash one from your hand. So,
yeah.
and then if you have 3 or less life, it is blocker. And as we are, it's kind of timely. We're at 0 life, so we're going to be able to have a blocker for potentially this Luffy attack here, or the leader attack if we overcommit. We'll see what they decide to do.
Yeah.
But hopefully Miles starts playing some cards because, like you said, I think Carlos correctly anticipates a Thunder Bagua, so we chose not to attack in any way whatsoever, not letting Miles potentially ramp an extra Dawn.
Sure. Yeah, with him at 7, it's very awkward. Yeah, we're just gonna see just the all-in swing. I mean, like it's like we don't have anything to do on that turn other than potentially if he did again just have one ramp card, he could be sitting at 8 Dawn. Wow, this is just a really unfortunate start for Miles here. Like,
Yeah.
just not where you
What
want
kind
to be.
of what kind of hand are we looking at? I just peeped the Thunder Bagua, so we were definitely hoping for an attack at some point, but not seeing it. I didn't catch the rest of the hand
Yeah,
very quickly, but
it's right on the edge. It's escaping me a tiny bit. But we're gonna see the Luffy taking 2 Dawn under leader, now getting the ability to use some of the effects. The leader effect will, put some of these cards back into life. So we're gonna see the 5-cost
nice.
Sabo.
And
And
ace
is
as
this the
well.
ace? Yeah. So ace being added as well. Kind of love to see a lot of these newer cards as well. And I
We
just
know
love.
we have the child ace, so we're gonna be able to quickly get this one down. We'll see. We'll have to see if we have the Sabo child as well.
Sure.
Um, 5-cost ace comes down, and this is the new PRB2. The reason that the deck is being, back into contention, back into being spoken about. Maybe actually will be hope for its meta relevance, and then 5-cost Sabo comes down. It's gonna be it's an oldie but a goodie, but it's still such a good card. Draw 2, discard 1. And then all your characters are protected, I believe, is the protected from KO effects.
Right. Oh, and
Um,
look at that. He's got the SP ace in there. I
Ooh, that
believe
is
that's
gonna
the
be
SP ace that was just put
mhm.
into trash. This is a very blinged out deck.
Oh, yeah.
He's
This is our
he's
favorite deck by far, yeah.
yeah, this is so cool. And I love that he also has the Sabo that was a winner card from, I believe, one of the first anniversary tournaments.
Yeah.
At least here in the US. I'm not sure if it was done the same way
Mhm.
in other countries, but it was a very neat winner card that was part of that series. At the first parts, we are going to see 6 going into the Zeus, though. Very easy, just let that go.
How do you
Yeah.
feel about attacking with Zeus there? Like, just you have nothing else to use the Dawn and just start getting aggressive now seems like the right play. I see Miles. I've gotten more glimpses at Miles' hands. It looks like we're really 2K heavy, and we've already seen we got like 2 giants. We got the Bagua. We have on top of that a bunch of Usohachis. And yeah, no, once you've gotten this far and you haven't seen purple blue Luffy play any cards, is it just time to put a you just assume it's counter heavy, so you have to just start attacking a bunch?
Yeah, I think since his leader is a base 9K at the moment,
Mhm.
he's kind of in this point where you just have to go, all right, look, this attack is going to be an 11K to life. He's definitely going to take that. So if I attach 4 more Dawn here, he's definitely taking an 11 Y swing 15. So you
Mhm.
can at least pressure with the Zeus and force out at least like a 2K from hand. So
Um,
I think it makes sense that he's like, hey, let me just do a little chip, and
mhm.
now this ace is going to be really solid for the Black Yellow Luffy player here. Carlos has only the necessity to dedicate 1 Dawn to get an 8K swing into his opponent. So it's going to force out potentially a Gear 2, a Thunder Bagua, 2K, 1K. You're going to get some cards from hand this turn for sure. There is the nice aspect of also having 4 cards on the board. So there's some shenanigans that can be done with this deck where he can just play down a character, swing with his Sabo blocker, play over the Sabo blocker, bring it back with the leader effect. There's multiple ways that Black Yellow Luffy can do some really fun stuff here. I do see that he has the event, but we are going to see he's going to go ahead and go, you know what? I think I'm kind of happy with that Sabo blocker that we had previously just being put out into the board or just face up in life. And that is kind of a requirement as well. So it's very good that you organize his life like this. He is going to play out and just hard play an ace here.
Child back out.
Yep. Get the ace itself, the baby ace, to bring out yet again another ace, which you can then go, okay, let me do the baby Sabo from trash now and pull out the Sabo blocker.
Oh, that's so gross.
It's so good. Like there's so many ways that you can kind of play around with this deck now that you have kind of, I don't want to say you have Gecko Moria back, but you kind of have this sort of Gecko Moria being back.
Gecko Light, right? This is what was
Gecko
keeping
Light,
this is what keeps the deck alive, being able to recycle the childs from trash and being able to reuse those effects. It's what keeps the end game alive for this deck. Now we have a bunch of 7K bodies. Going into the next turn, we're gonna Bagua and Usohachi out of that.
Yeah.
And then now we are at the Dawn requirement for our leader effect. So we're gonna take a peep at the top 5 cards. Gonna get to grab one. Looks like it's a Sanji, and unfortunately, no other character to play off of Sanji. That's really unfortunate. So it's a double secret rare Sanji into. We're gonna just grab the Gear 5th, and it's gonna be curious which way we order that. But I imagine we're gonna want a Sanji in hand, so probably put the other 3, and then just hope that set the Sanji to the top, and then hope that on our next turn, our draws are gonna be able to get a character for Sanji to get going.
For sure. I think the one thing that Carlos maybe could have taken advantage of this turn is the fact that his leader is 9K. Nothing is attacking your leader this turn. So I think that this blocker Sabo, unfortunately, I think it was kind of a missed opportunity of not swinging into his opponent here, because I don't believe you'll need 2 blockers with a 9K stat line on your leader for this turn. It seems, you're in a pretty safe spot. You've also got a pretty healthy hand size, probably plenty of counter. I do see a Zeus in there as well as a Flampe, so he's got at least 2 2K counters. So I personally, I think he should have been a little more aggressive with this Sabo, but I can understand if you're like, hey,
I need to feel reserved.
Maybe I want to put this back into my trash, so I am looking to block with this. But at the same time, I think it's pretty easy to play over, more or less. But
just taking attacks into the ace, it is the smallest body available to us. And just trying to take cards or at least get cards off the board, because this next turn's gonna hurt. I mean, at the very least, if we're being reserved on Carlos's side, there's still no reason not to just swing 7Ks with these aces over and over.
100%.
We're at least looking at 3 7Ks, depending on if we can do another combo, and we are going to block and not defend.
Yeah, see,
makes sense though.
If we're blocking with that Sabo, that makes me wonder. Like, I feel like we should have probably swung with the Sabo. And this is interesting though. I think Miles actually did a really good job of managing board here, because it was getting very bleak. It was getting to a point where Miles was probably just not going to be making it much farther. But this does kind of clear up some space a little bit. It might buy him enough time to where he'll be able to get like a Sanji and, some sort of blocker play for the following turn. All he has to do is just, stay alive for now. I do see a Mihawk as well as a 9-cost Luffy in his hand. I don't think those are doing him any favors at the moment.
No.
As much as having that 9-cost Luffy down onto the board for this matchup would be fantastic. It's just not quite where he wants to be. We're gonna see what do we do here.
We're gonna play the event, and then
he's trashing the event for the effect. Yep, and it's kind of interesting because he's used 3 of his 4 Sabos already. We are going to see Luffy being played out. This game could actually start to go in Miles's
Swing.
favor. Yeah, if depending on what we end up seeing here, we are going to see Baby Sabo bringing out the Sabo blocker as well.
We are going to be 9K for this turn. Keeps us pretty safe. And then 4 down to play with. It's going to be kind of nice.
Yeah.
The 5-drop Luffy now gets the 2K buff as well. And yeah, I mean, do you pressure Rosinante? Do you pressure? And where it looks like we're going to go 9K. I imagine if we're going 9K, I would have to guess that leader just to force hand size or force them to go to 0, which can be even scarier.
Yeah, I mean, here you could get rid of the Rosinante. I don't think Rosinante is really much of a threat at the moment, as much as it is just more annoying than anything. But he does pick up the 9-cost Sanji off the top, so potentially pretty solid there. We are going to see a 9K swing going to life. He's going to have to gear 2 and another 1K. We are also going to see a very big swing here from lead. Does get him down to 1.
Oof.
Yeah. The interesting part, though, is that Carlos is at only, I believe, about 5 cards in hand. And, you know, the big deciding factor of what this deck used to be, you know, what made it tick and what made it very powerful was the fact that you had Moria to essentially just keep going and keep drawing you cards kind of in a way, because you would just
because you would get bodies on board without having to discard.
Yeah, and the 5-cost Luffy, Egghead Luffy, you know, allowing you to get a draw per turn, so you really kind of just went always kind of hand neutral a lot of the times.
Seen that card. Do you think we're still running that card in this deck list, or in this list, or did something have to? Is that what we're giving up to play these new Sabos and new Aces?
Sure, I think that it would be tough for me to believe that it's not being played at least. Just because maybe even if it's like a smaller amount of it, maybe even if it's just 2 in the deck or so, just because I think the card is a very good resource, allowing yourself to remove
going for the 9-cost Luffy here instead of a Sanji play. I imagine
this
that just means we had
this can't be good.
Oh yeah.
He's at no life. I think this might be it.
3 attacks. I mean, this is a lot of Dawn though. So if we do have a blocker, and then the other 2 attacks are 6Ks, and they're only going to get to 7.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel bad. I feel like Miles has just not seen very well. Yeah, he's just gonna have to pass here and leave 3 up. Yeah, this has been definitely a tough game for the blue-purple Luffy here.
I think they're just not seeing anything to be able to play off of Sanji, because like you said, they have the 9-cost Luffy in hand, they have the Mihawk, and it's like Mihawk's a card you don't want to draw. You want to be cycling that at the top of your deck so you can get it for free off of the 9-cost Sanji. And at this point in the game, Miles is just not seeing the board state of like just multiple 9-costs, or even that, like we have the Bon Clay now, which is late. We are going to 2K out of the Ace attack. Here comes another 2K. We have so many 2Ks that we're probably going to survive this turn.
No, he has no events. He is cooked.
Oh.
He is so cooked.
Oh yeah, I see it now. Yeah.
It's not looking good. We're gonna see an 8 here. Oh yeah, it's just everything. Yep. And so Carlos is going to take it with Black Yellow Luffy. Honestly, really cool to see the first round of this tournament here in Los Angeles being won by a deck that we used to see so much in the past. I think there was even a point where people started to get tired of it. They were like, oh my gosh, it's so good. And then when Moria got hit, everybody was like, okay, you know what? Deck's not
I mean, it was the
anymore.
Linchpin for so long. It's what lets you. It's just what lets you play the game. Like I remember the stories of people like trying to make sure. Like I mean, like the deck lived or breathed off of making sure you didn't mill or something the Morias to trash or get rid of them in some way, because like you needed them in your hand. If you weren't seeing them, then you almost lost. That's the reason you would lose the game instead.
No, for sure.
But this yeah, we saw Carlos be able to play up to 5 of those aces and then recycle all the Sabo. Seeing all the children too. I think we just had a good game from Black Yellow Luffy, and then Blue Purple just Just the
missed the
wrong hand.
ramp, missed the
Yeah.
ramp early, missed
Hmm.
the like the on curve 9 cost that we were trying to do.
Hmm.
I mean, realistically, the only ramp that he was able to see was the 3 cost Zoro, and that was answered extremely
Immediately.
quickly. Yeah, with
Hmm.
the Zeus, which also benefited him by just getting closer again to that 0 life threshold that you need to be at for the leader effect. So I think everything just went really well that game for Carlos, and better hopefully better draws for the blue purple Luffy player in the future, because that game did not go to plan.
Yeah, I feel like with that, if you know your hand as the blue pepper Luffy, it might be like a little counter heavy and then not a lot of board like acceleration. Like maybe there's a world where you don't attack, because I do know that they at the beginning of that game they did do a couple 7K swings into lead, and
Mm,
then our blue or yellow black decided to take those lives because they are trying to get to 0. So maybe we don't swing early just because we know we have the slower hand anyway. So why accelerate our opponent?
exactly.
That could have
Yeah.
been it.
Yep. And that was
Things we
what.
could have done better, I guess.
Yeah, I think that was what around turn 2 I mentioned. I said, it
Mhm.
is kind of interesting that he's choosing to go for that
Yep.
6K swing to life, because
Luffy's
it
probably going to take it.
feels objectively like that's what you should be doing. But
Mhm.
if you don't have that experience of just helping your opponent playing BY get closer to that 0 life threshold, they
Mhm.
just snowball after that. But in hindsight, I do believe that it might have just been the best option, because you're like, hey, you know what? I don't have much, so I'm hoping that maybe he might not have the pieces he needs to play defensive, and I can just attach all Dawn to lead and pray. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean that's true too. I mean, just but that the thing, I guess now like but I believe what Black Yellow didn't have prior to the Moira was like now we have 2 Sabo blockers,
yeah,
right? I feel like the new like at least from my memory is like it used to be, you would sit on the back of the original black one, the Dressrosa one.
right.
And now you have 2 different ones, and it feels like the just having a collection of 8, we just always had a blocker up, even if we saw one turn where we got the or gravity blade out, bottom deck one, but we still had a second one, or at least a couple more in rotation. It was pretty easy for us to keep going there. But looks like we
Yeah.
can go to a break. We got round 2 coming. I hope to let us know what decks you guys are wanting to look at, what kind of leaders we can probably get, because the earlier the better, because like you guys know how the meta is, it kind of funnels into a couple decks towards the end. So if you guys want to see something unique, now's the time to request.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, at this point in this point, in the event, obviously just being after round 1, you can find anything.
Mhm.
You can realistically find anything. But it's after you hit that like round 4, round 5 area, that's when you start to see, the top tables having a very, obvious consistency and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So it's pretty interesting. I would like to see a green purple Luffy in the next round or two, because we were kind of talking about this prior to. Green purple Luffy is one of the better decks in the meta at the moment, but it's also not one of the. It's one of the decks that requires a very good understanding of matchup knowledge,
Mhm.
and that's like, hey, that's not everybody's forte. I know I tried it and I was like, okay, wait a minute, I gotta lock in and learn a lot more if I want to run this deck, competitively. So I decided to take a little bit of the easier route.
No, for sure. I'm always coping on Reiju or Green Yellow Yamato. I would
Mhm.
love to see either of the Sanjis, because I know this meta introduced a
Yeah,
good reason to play like Red Sanji, or even
yeah,
Zoro Sanji, Sanjoro. I don't know what the cute name for it is, but the green blue Zoro Sanji leader. I know that's getting some popularity, and then the blue purple like event style Sanji, and any of the 3 Sanjis would be fun to see as well.
yeah. PRB01 Sanji was something I believe, I can't remember if it was top 16 or top 32, but did pretty well in the PPG regional last weekend, I believe. So very interesting
Mhm.
alone, just to see that it's not a deck you see every day, and
Mhm.
when you see something like that, I'm like, oh wow, okay,
I don't
there's
want to see
maybe.
more of it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of something you don't expect, but then it just kind of hits you, out of nowhere. I'm like, all right. They're up to something. Yeah. Yeah. But ladies and gentlemen, we are going to take a quick break. We'll be back for round 2 when they get paired. But thank you for tuning in to the Core TCG offline regional held in LA. Hope you guys enjoy. And yeah, we'll see you in just a few.
right, welcome everybody back to the Core TCG in-person regional in the LA Convention Center in Los Angeles, California, where 1024 players are playing tonight to try to get their invites to the Las Vegas national event. We're going to be sending some more people to the world tournament in Japan, and yeah, no, like how I think we got a fun one. We got Zoro, which less fun. I guess everyone kind of can expect Green Zoro to be around here, but with our other deck, and you might confuse it for OP13 because that's what I did, but it is red black Sabo. Is what we're up against, which is crazy. I haven't seen this guy in a while.
Yeah, red black Sabo is something I've maybe seen a handful of times. It's really annoying deck to play against for sure, because you want to like remove your opponent's board as much as possible, but with that leader effect, basically all you have to say is, oh, okay, my character has 5,000 power or more. I can just give this character minus 1,000, and it doesn't perish immediately. So love to see it. But we are going to see a Bello Betty, a 1-cost Bello Betty coming down onto the board. Finds an Emporio Ivankov there. Nice. Yeah, pretty solid for the Revolutionary Army build of this deck. I'm interested to know, though, if this deck is going to be running some of the new pieces. You know, it can potentially run that 2K counter Sabo from PRB. There is the 4-cost Kobe as well from PRB. So some pretty interesting choices.
Yeah, the law is also interesting. I think like there's a couple red cards that are generically good that we could be running that maybe has made this deck come into the limelight for Kevin. We'll just have to see.
For sure. For sure. And I think that Green Zoro running the Fishman East Blue Island style build here, playing down the Nami, picks up the Tashigi from East Blue. And now Koala is going to go ahead and pick up a 4-cost Sabo. That is the Sabo from EBO2, if I'm not mistaken. And it's not a card that I have seen like all too much in many of the many of the other decks. So you're gonna see this one is like a little kind of revolving around this deck's identity and this deck's idea, but a really nice card here as well. The 1-cost Koala getting to attach a rested Dawn to the leader every single turn if it's not taken care of. Ooh, nice.
Trigger out of there. Life. Getting another 5-cost search, and this is why this Nami is costed at 2, at least for the sake of balancing the game, is because it does have this trigger effect to allow you to just randomly get another 5-card search off the top of your deck, and it could. I mean, there's a chance it could attack. It's probably not likely in any coming turns, but I think 2 costs to just random errant bodies on the board could always threaten an extra card off the board or attack into these smaller guys. We'll have to see. And we get the I forget her name. This
is Kuina. Yeah. Kuina here is actually really solid. Getting to take care of that koala on the board, because otherwise we're just going to get free value from that every single turn that it just sticks around. So Zoro definitely has the ways of dealing with those cards specifically. So as much as you might want to play Koala and you're like, hey, this is a great card for my deck because it allows me to get that extra Dawn that I need, it's very tough to stick because it's just going to get rested over and over. And, because of that, you don't have the protection from Sabo's leader effect, mostly because of the fact that it's not a 5K character. But, okay, this is... why am I forgetting his name? I want to say it's like Haku or some. Is it just Hack?
I think it's just Hack. Yeah, it's just Hack. But OP12 Hack, if your leader has Revolutionary Army, he gains blocker plus 4 costs. We usually have been seeing this in Koala, but obviously Sabo also being himself a Revolutionary leader. And then on KO, you can KO a 4 cost or less. And like what I loved about the Kuina play is actually the fact that it kind of gave Kevin a target to attack with one of these searchers, and now this Nami we got out of life is able to counteract and get like a little bit of searcher on searcher violence, which is very fun to see. I thought we would just play the Tashigi this turn, I think we did search it earlier, so it's probably what our play is going to be, and then rest. Probably, what do you think? Just get the hack off the board and then attack into it for 8.
I don't believe that he's going to be able to. I think the hack is it.
Oh,
Like
it's too much. Yes.
it's the nice thing about the Sabo effect is it's just going to
Mhm.
stick around because of the fact that it's a 5k power. So if he does Tashigi, rest it, swing into it, and you just go, oh, okay, well, minus 1k. You know, the only thing that could swing into it after that is the Nami, but I mean, I don't think he has enough Dawn actually because the Nami's only a 2k. Sure, it'll become a
Mhm.
4, but it's still going to stick around for a little bit.
Yeah, so probably still gonna swing into it anyway to use the effect to protect it, and then we still get our leader. There's no reason not to do it this way, and then we tack into lead for 8.
Sure. Yeah, I think I don't know. I don't hate this idea at all by any means, but I think it might have been better for him to just rest the koala here.
And then attack it with your Nami at the end of the turn, just in case.
Right, because you would just get like a few swings into that. And koala's kind of a really annoying card.
I see.
Yeah, but solid. Okay, so Emporio Ivankov coming down. He does get to choose a card from his top 3 with the Revolutionary Army type to play down. So what are we going for here? Just another hack?
Yeah, it was for just build up the hacks. I mean, we've already used one Tashigi. I don't think we're in like a Dawn situation where we want to be using Dead Man's Game this early. So just loading up on blockers can't be a bad thing. And are we almost signaled like we were passing, but no, I think it's still Kevin's turn. Going to attack with hack actually.
I think you pressuring Green Zoro's hand size here is definitely the correct call.
Yeah.
You know, he's trying to say, hey, like I'm gonna need as many of the cards as possible. Did he already? I think he might have already used Koala effect.
I think so. All right, and we get the leader attack in, and we also I think that's the alt art. Oh god, the octopus man.
Oh,
2K.
Oh, you know, he's running Black Vortex. Oh, and he's got Stussy. He's got this is a very interesting build of Red Black Sabo here. Yeah. So we're gonna see the Vortex is gonna be really, really solid for dealing with Zoro's leader effect, where he can just, you know, keep swinging over. I don't know if this is the turn that he wants to be using it or not. I guess it'll just kind of depend, but might see Nami swing into Koala. I don't think there's any reason to protect it with like a free block from hack, so you just kind of let it go. But we'll see a 7 with Tashigi to start.
I wonder where do you think this Tashigi should be going? You thinking
It's
just
probably
lead?
just life at this point, if I'm being completely honest.
Oh, we're gonna use our leader effect to protect the hack we just blocked with. So now Zoro has a much easier target to attack if we choose. Nami can kind of go into that koala, like you were saying, pretty free now. Either request a card, or do you think it's worth committing some Dawn to the Nami to actually, to, you know, either force more counter out of Kevin if he does choose to protect it?
It seems unlikely. I mean, there's always a chance. You know, there's always a chance. It probably is unlikely. I think Zoro's more than likely just going to swing 8 here into the hack, remove it. Once it's off the board, his Nami unfortunately does get KO'd here because of hack's on KO effect. But he is choosing to protect it. He's going to use Black Vortex. This is going to bring it down to so he still has to give 1k. All right, there we go.
Right.
It's like brings it down to a 4,000. He can. Okay, I see. He's going into the koala. Gotcha.
I wonder. I guess we might have a plan for this last 2, John. We're gonna get the Koshiro.
Yep. Just having the blocker there is understandable. Is Red Black Sabo going to 9 Dawn here? Because if he is, he has Stussy on board. This is kind of interesting. Oh, you know what? Oh, wow. You know what would be a really interesting play?
What?
Really interesting is if And let me just make sure. Yes. Okay, that would be solid. Okay, so we see a 5 with hack here, right?
Mhm.
Okay, he's going
We're gonna
dragon.
go for the
Well,
dragon.
a
Yeah.
really cool play would have been if he went 5 with hack, right?
Where?
Decides to play the Stussy. I believe the Stussy, if I'm not mistaken, does KO or does it trash? Oh, it trashes. Never mind. It wouldn't have worked. I was gonna say if it KO'd the hack, you could then get rid of the Koshiro defender, the blocker right
Yep.
there, and then start pressuring. But Dragon is a little more aggro here, so I can respect this. We're going to see an 8K going into Tashigi. Yeah, a bit of an interesting choice. I don't hate it though, because you're really just trying to get resources out of your opponent's hand. If you go life, they're taking it 100%.
Yeah.
So
Whittle down that hand size. And
yeah.
I mean, Zoro's got 2 cards in hand. So now we're kind of, this 8 kind of leads, breaks into the point where we can maybe just clear whatever we want. The dragon also going into Tashigi as well.
Mm-hmm.
We are going to block with Koshiro, and we're going to go 6 at lead. That's the only, maybe to Nami, but I doubt that.
Interesting. Is he not used Koala effect yet? Am I mistaken?
Koala's not on the board, I think, right?
Or the 1 cost Koala. The
oh, right.
Yeah, it should be the activate main gain arrested Dawn. So, but maybe I might have missed it. I just think if he really wanted to get rid of this Tashigi, there was an argument to be made of just using the Koala effect. But
all right, I guess we'll see. And we do take that predictably with only 2 cards in hand. It's like you said, it's probably better just to beef up our hand size. Maybe draw into. We're hoping for like some things like Mihawk next turn, maybe another Tashigi. Only the fact that we've only played 2 Tashigis can be kind of rough, but at least we'll get our first Cavendish turn to just play with 2 extra Dawn.
Yeah. This seems very interesting. I guess he's deciding to leave the hacks up. I thought he maybe would get aggressive with one of them. Yeah, I don't believe Koala's effect was used there.
Maybe it was used on the I could well, no, it was used on, it must have been used on, because Dragon is what, 6? We were at 9 Dawn. Wait. Yeah,
no, Dragon's 8. Yeah. So
Dragon's
he had
8,
one Dawn left. So like the 2 rested from Dragon's effect were given to the Ivankov. And then the last Dawn remaining being at 9 was just attached to leader. So I think there was a missed little bit of value right there.
I mean, we ended up taking it anyway, but like I think you're saying we could have potentially pressured that Tashigi even more.
Right.
Instead.
It could have It could have been like a 9 from the Emporio Ivankov and a 9 from Dragon. Would have had your opponent at either no Tashigi on board or 1 card less in hand. So
so we attacked Tashigi. Didn't quite catch where it's going. It looks like we're considering what our counter situation is. We're going to block with hack and then protect it with the Sabo effect, I believe. Yep.
Yeah. I think when in doubt,
just use it when you can.
Just swing life is what Zoro's doing.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah. Could be going board, but I doubt it. I think it's just like when in doubt, we're just going life,
Face is the place.
Yep.
All right, another Kuina.
So Kuina is an original, I believe. Yeah, it does rest original 4 costs or less, which is, I think he's probably reading over this really quickly just to double check. It is, yeah.
That and the Tashigi. So it makes Zoro so strong. I think green in general has been moving towards using more of these original cost cards.
Yeah, the original cost is absolutely insane. It's a very, very good mechanic.
Like we are going 8 into Emporio.
Yeah, that's tough, but I think that ultimately you only have 4 cards in hand as Sabo here. I just don't think you can afford to keep that on the board.
Yeah, it makes sense. And you got a strong turn coming up too, regardless. Like, yeah, I mean, you have the Dragon 9K and then 2 hacks if you really want to pressure board by 2 5K attacks plus your leader. Could be really good. And then we have, I mean, what are we looking at? Or we know our hand. We got a Stussy in there still to play.
I think Stussy might be a little slow, but I mean, it could be could be the idea. But we'll see the 3-cost event here for the restand on Zoro. And he's maybe debating whether he kind of wants to all in on the dragon here by just attaching all the Dawn, or just like, okay, let's remove hack, let's remove this. Okay. I don't hate this.
Probably still gonna potentially see that 11 into dragon, and then this is gonna be 8 into life with Cavendish. We do take, unfortunately, Kevin getting pretty low on life now. And then it looks like that. We're gonna see that 11 and go life.
I would imagine. Yeah. Wait, is it life?
Yeah. Looks like it.
Because
get your point. Oh,
wait. Am I mistaken?
No, we used the event to restand.
Right.
Oh, we hadn't used the leader effect. That's what it was at the end.
No, I don't. Well, even if he had used the leader effect, I don't believe he battled. Yeah, I don't believe he battled a character. Am I mistaken? Or
did we attack into hack? No, that was the Kuina or the Toshiga that did that. Maybe we missed it. I'm gonna go ahead and just assume we missed it.
I don't know. I'm a little confused on the ending right there. I think that
that was 3 attacks into lead, wasn't it? It is.
Was the 8K? Oh, you know what? He swung 8 into the Ivankov. That's right.
Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah. I was just missing that earlier. I'm like, what am I missing right now? I feel like I forgot where one of the attacks was. Okay. Yeah, no, that makes sense. The restand there stands. Okay. I was just making sure. It was an 8K into the Ivankov. I think that just slipped my mind for a moment, because I was like, wait a minute, are we good? No, yeah, we should be fine then. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Well,
interesting. I didn't expect it to end that abruptly, if I'm being completely honest with you.
I mean, Kevin, like Sabo had the board for a good bit, and it just did not matter. Like, we had those hacks, and they just never got to block at some point, which is really unfortunate. Like, we just could not. I mean, I don't know how Sabo could have played that better. Maybe just draw into more counter. I think it was that they just could not defend their board or defend their own life for a good bit. I think it was just a bunch of. I believe at the end, the hand was just a good amount of events, so we just couldn't use it.
I think 2 turns of not using the koala effect, I think definitely backfired on him. You know, not having used the koala effect was like, you just missed out on a lot of utility right there. But I also think that realistically, I don't know, that it's a weird deck. Like, there's a reason why we don't see that deck probably as often. Because it might not just have the support it needs to survive, in a climate like this just yet. But I think it was really interesting. I think there's probably some very unique lines of play there. I don't think he was kind of down and out there for a while, but it definitely definitely got a little strange. Yeah. And apologies on the leader effect, guys. I forgot that it was the leader that battled the Ivankov, and he was just sitting on the restand. Just brain fart right there. Yeah, but it was that was a pretty good one. It was a pretty good one. I think that Red Black Sabo and OP13 is going to be the really unique idea. That's going to potentially bring back that Revolutionary Army archetype. Still going to need, I would say, probably a little bit of wiggle room or a little bit of work in the future, but yeah, pretty solid.
Yeah, no, just to keep clarifying that we were a little confused on our end, just yapping, and lost track of how everything went. Zoro did attack into a character, and it was all fine. So we're good.
Oh yeah. Just reading the chat, guys. It was not. Yeah, it was a mistake on our part. It wasn't a mistake on the Zoro's part. He played it fine. It was just I had a brain fart. I forgot about the fact that it was the 8K going into the Aporio Ivankov earlier. So I was wondering why he was able to restand with the leader effect. Just simply forgot about the sequencing of things. He still had the restand. Yeah, so it was good. Yeah.
Anyway, with that said, that was round 2. We got round 3 coming, and that's gonna be we're gonna go into round 3 again. Let us know what decks you want to see. We got to see Sabo, which is really fun. That I don't definitely not a deck you get to see every day. So just a credit to our team for finding us some unique matches. And we'll go take it, and we'll swoosh away, and see you guys for round 3.
Yep. Yeah. It was just a brain fart on my part with the fact that he had done the battle earlier. Yeah, so that was a silly mistake on my part. Yeah. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We've got round 3 here, and we've got some judges walking around getting us some good matchups. So we ended up finding one of the more meta matchups at the moment. So we have a Rayleigh versus green purple Luffy, and I love this matchup from both sides. I've actually just kind of enjoyed playing it. It does come down to a few things for Rayleigh, being able to see some answers for the Sanji pudding, and then green purple Luffy's biggest battle is finding the Sanji pudding.
But boy, do we have so many ways to find it. Like at the end of the day, I think that's like the saving grace of the deck, being able to just have so many Straw Hat searchers between green and purple.
Yeah,
we'll eventually find at least one, but I think one's usually not enough for this deck. Like we definitely want to be seeing like I think you need to see at least 2 on board, and over the course of multiple turns have those 2 generate you value, or a number of 2 Sanji puddings on board generate you value, because otherwise your leader effect is so expensive. Like it can be pretty
no, for sure.
detrimental.
And what is it in PRB02? We are getting the addition of the why am I forgetting the name of it? The 2-cost Nami for green purple Luffy. Yeah, and actually I am a tiny bit unfamiliar. Oh, that is an awful search. Oh my gosh. Buggy bottom decking 3 4-cost Luffy's there for Rayleigh.
That's rough.
Oh, that is brutal. That is absolutely brutal. Oh my gosh.
No, I don't think the Merry Go has a lot. I guess it's a nice draw one for the on play, but the Merry Go is not going to do too much for us. So we do find a Sanji off of the Nami. So Sanji pudding, I should say. So that's going to be kind of nice for us. Unfortunately, yeah, Rayleigh off to a really bad like that. How important would you say that Luffy is?
That is so bad, man. Like that is so bad. Oh my gosh. Like having 3 of those bottom decked, I know that Blake right now is sitting there staring at his cards, very sad. Just trying to come to terms with the fact that he's probably not going to get one of those played out ever. Now, I won't lie to you. I think this is actually just something I think I missed, because I didn't. I don't believe that I was able to get my hands on that particular best selection. So I don't know exactly which 0-cost event that is with the alternate art. Oh no! The other 4-cost Luffy with the buggy. Oh my god. That is so, so abysmal.
Yeah, that's kind of rough. But I mean, at least there's a good amount of search in Rayleigh, so we could probably get back to them.
Yeah,
we're already 5 cards closer in this scenario, so can't be completely awful.
Oh my!
But it's gonna be a minute till we get back there. Yeah, for sure.
Oh geez. Okay, that is tough. That is really, really tough. We are going to see the Sanji pudding being played down, though. Leader effect bringing back the Dawn, going up plus 1k there. Oh, there's just, I want to cry for Rayleigh right now. That is tragic.
All right, well, yeah, no, green, purple Luffy off to a wonderful game start here, finding the Sanji pudding, getting it down on curve. Now we're looking at using our leader effect. We're going to be a 6k leader for a good amount of time. The 6k attack does get, or 7k attack does get countered out.
Yep, double Sanji there. We're going to see 1 Dawn added to the Nami. Swings 3 into Buggy. Buggy is now gone and plays out another Nami.
Speaking of blinged out,
he is
players,
blinged out. Oh my gosh, he's got the new Gum Giants and everything. Every card so far that we've seen has been an alternate art. Look at that.
Does Bagua not have an alternate? I guess it has like maybe a super pre-release potentially.
I think that's it. I think it just has a. Or no, is
Bagua? No,
Bagua's
I'm thinking Bolo
OPL1.
Breath. Yeah.
Wow, that is crazy though, man. Okay. All right. I just feel God, for Rayleigh, that
No,
is
you're
so
really.
tragic. Like, what do you do now? You
I
know,
mean,
you're
we still have characters on board. We could clear Nami. We can like the buggy's still a great attacker this turn, and we can do some damage and get that hand size reduced. But getting to 6 is going to be rough, and we are going to go with Zoro. Rush Zoro into leader here. Luffy does take it. Oh, another searching Nami.
yeah.
Oh,
Even the Nami's blinked out. He finds another Sanji pudding. He also finds the new 4-cost Luffy. I'm actually really hyped to see that being ran in the list. I think it's phenomenal for the mirror. The new PRB02 4-cost Luffy just kind of on curve, really, really, puts a hurting on your opponent for being able to do what they like. We are going to see, I believe, the leader effect here. He's deciding what cards to show. We are going to see an armament hockey as well as this 0-cost event is the one that is this the unblockable? Is
the one with Rayleigh's face on it?
It's the alternate art of the 0-cost. I believe it's the unblockable, but I'm not entirely sure if I'm being completely honest. I didn't get that that selection, so I don't know if that's the alternate art for that. I'm sure someone in the castle or in the chat will be able to answer for us. We do see the 3-cost Sanji being picked up off of observation hockey here. Yeah, getting us another 6k to life. Green purple Luffy trying to stay a little healthy. What's that?
I was gonna say we
a 2k.
We over counter there a little bit.
Yeah.
But we didn't.
You have these weird moments in Green Purple Luffy where you kind of just are forced to over counter. Like you really just don't have like the 1Ks are a lot of the times like you want to be playing to the board. Like your searches
are so playable.
Yeah. And then your 2Ks are like weirdly just not playable until like maybe the end game with Usohachi and stuff. So
yeah. I guess that makes sense. We're getting our second Sanji pudding down. So now our leader effect is going to be free, which is kind of disgusting.
Right. It's pretty good. Getting 5 more Dawn back. Yeah. So I am getting confirmation from the chat. I believe that it is the -1K. So that should be the the Conqueror's hockey. That's very cool. Okay. Because I just hadn't seen that alternate art version of it in person.
Players are playing with blinged out decks right now. I think both of them those are the regional Straw Hat Circle Dawns. I don't know what the official name for those are, but those are all also a lot of value on the table.
Right.
They're definitely slinging bling and almost need sunglasses.
Yeah. And the gold Dawn to back it up too. Yeah.
So now another green Sanji Straw Hat Nami Searcher comes down, finding the 4-cost green Luffy.
Yep. I don't believe that's going to be played very much in this match. I think it's more than likely just going to stay a 1K in hand, but you never know. They might get a little more aggressive with it. We do have 3 Dawn active. Looks like he's going to pass here. Could potentially, I don't know. Don't think I saw it, but I don't believe he has Thunder Bagua in hand. He might, but
right. And not worth attacking with the Nami and putting yourself to 0. I mean, you gotta sometimes with these purple Straw Hat decks, you do just have to just kind of feign giants too.
Yeah.
We have Dead Man's Games at least too on top of that. So at the very least we're not feigning nothing. We do have counter events in our hand.
Yeah.
I think that's Dead Man's. Yeah, I think they're Dead Man's.
Yeah. Dead Man's just solid for a lot of different matchups. But we are going to see the 2-cost Boa being played to the board here, being able to search out a card, but also give himself a potential attacker next turn, set up some Dawn and whatnot. But like, he just doesn't. I don't think he has like any characters in hand, does he?
I think it's all events. I think there might be one character in there. It's hard to tell.
Like, I genuinely believe this man is just unbelievably unlucky. Like, you just got unfortunate searches with the 1-cost buggies.
Yeah, I mean we have the saving grace. We're still at 4 life. The board isn't like unapproachable. We are going to attack 7. You think you're attacking into Sanji's, or you're just going for life since your opponent is at that 1 HP?
You got to go for life at this point.
Mm-hmm.
You're just going, all right, let's unblockable pray,
Yeah, for
like
sure.
that's where we are.
It looks like we're going to giant
Oh, he's got the
and
manga 6 cost Luffy too. Oh my gosh. Stop flexing on us. Good lord. Oh my gosh. All right, I like this though. The gum gum
mole
mole
pistol.
gun, yeah,
Mhm.
mole pistol right there, taking out the Sanji pudding. That's where I felt like it for Rayleigh. It's very important to see that removal, because otherwise your opponent can just run away with it. If they're able to
If they
just
get a third
constantly,
Sanji, like
yeah.
that would be.
I mean,
And
like that,
speaking of, yeah,
yeah, yeah. It's pretty good, pretty good. Yeah, yeah. This guy's entire deck setup is probably more
I think
expensive
this
than my
is
car.
probably, but I think the saving grace for us is definitely the fact that I think one of the Sanji puddings did get bottom decked through all the searching. So these two Sanjis on board are potentially the only Sanjis left. So if we can as the Rayleigh player get rid of them, we'll probably be able to swing things in our favor if the rest of our draws kind of comply with us and we see a little more characters than we have been.
Yeah,
Or out of life, we could always see like a character come to our hand and then change the script here.
yeah. I don't know. I don't know what characters. I mean, a Kid and Killer would be solid, but I don't know if it'd be enough.
Mhm.
And I'm pretty certain that our green purple Luffy player here does have. Oh, is he playing Radio Knife? That is awesome. I like this deck already. Like the build that he's decided to go for.
What about Radio Knife? Do you think is
I just think it's a really like underrated card. It just has like superb moments.
Mhm.
The main idea is, with 4 cost, you're able to rest a 6 cost character and then
Right.
KO a 5 cost character or less, and it's just solid. It's really solid. You can go, okay, you know
Mhm.
what? I'm going to rest and remove this. I'm going to then do that. Like in the mirror, it's
Yeah,
really
yeah.
nice for
It gives you
getting
the
rid of.
flexibility,
Yeah,
right? For
you get rid of
blockers.
Sanji puddings. In blue purple, you're getting rid of the blockers. You're also into like, I don't know. There's a couple of like strange matchups where this one particularly, I don't think Radio Knife really does you anything here.
Right.
But
I mean, being able to rest something early, like there's a world where if the board is a little wider, like you said, Rayleigh can go wide, so you'd be able to KO one guy and then rest a different guy you weren't going to be able to remove, and maybe they weren't able to they weren't counting on you being able to rest, right? So
exactly.
had we seen a game where Rayleigh actually saw some of their 4 cost Luffy's, all right, they play the 4 cost Luffy, okay, now we're KOing that guy. And then, or we're gonna rest the boa and attack into the boa. Now you don't have access to that play,
Yeah.
going forward, because we clearly are saving the boa for a bigger attack here.
No, for sure. And that's like where Radio Knife shines in this matchup in particular is if they do have that wide board and you go, okay, you know what? You have 2 Dawn attached to like this character or something, and maybe that character is a little bit tougher to swing over for your board. Then you go, okay, let me rest your other 4 cost Luffy, remove this other character. Now your 4 cost Luffy might potentially be lower. Yeah, now it's a 4K instead of a 6K because that Dawn is no longer there. It has moments where it shines for sure. I like the card, and it also, triggers are kind of crazy in this game occasionally, and Radio Knife in particular, just being able to rest a 4 cost can be just a game winner. You go, oh, you had a blocker, now you do not, and I didn't have to pay 4 Dawn for it. So when I go to my following turn, I'm looking a bit better.
We're going 0 cost Gum Gum Gatling.
He's even got the Altart Gatlings. Oh my gosh.
We did use Rayleigh effect on the boa. Now we're gonna use boa effect. We got put the 2 rested Dawn on Rayleigh, and then where do we go?
Definitely life here. He needs to end the game. Like he knows he's on a clock, right?
And then we're gonna Bagua.
Yep.
So getting through the events though, it's not awful. Here's Kid and Killer, like you mentioned.
Mm-hmm. I think he's got to go. Oh, interesting. I thought it would be stronger, but that's fine. So we'll see an 8K here. He does have to decide between using Giant or not, and it's very scary. Like you don't want to go to 0, so like he has to. Unfortunately, he just has to do Giant here.
Yeah, and it's because of the unblockable event that you really don't want to be at 0, because at that point blockers don't matter, and there's nothing stopping from Melee from going 15K at your life.
Yeah, exactly. And excuse me, the what is it? The unblockable event is kind of like, it is your worry, but it's also kind of like the least of your worries as well. It's like once you get to 0, you can plan around the unblockable event. What you can't plan around though is how many armament hockeys does my opponent have in hand? Are they playing the 4-cost gum? Oh, why am I forgetting the name of it? I think it's just Gum Gatling. I think it's just Gum Gatling, maybe, or it's the 2-cost event that brings you up by potentially 3K, or a 3K, potentially 4K. And he is going to use the radio knife here just to guarantee the removal of Kid and Killer.
I think this is a heads up play. I think they're just getting the read that Rayleigh just doesn't have characters. Otherwise, they'd be flooding the board a little bit more. Like this for a Rayleigh board, I feel like this like it's very character light, right? We're not seeing any more buggies. We're not seeing any more Sanjis. Like I think we saw one Sanji the entire game, 2 buggies. That's our one boa, and then Kid and Killer, and the rest have just been nothing in terms of board dominance. So just opting to not use the full value of Gamma Knife, just get rid of the character, and kind of make sure that unless they see another rusher, that we're gonna be fine next turn.
For sure, yeah. And he's got plenty of Dawn to work with here as well.
8K life, I think.
Yeah, you just want to get your opponent to either 1 or no life at all. But I gotta say, I feel bad for man. I feel bad for Rayleigh in this one. Like it's just so tragic.
Ooh, Alt-Art Radical Beam comes down.
Yeah. Very solid card there. He does pick up another Conqueror's Hockey off the top deck right there. Don't think it's going to be enough, though. Like, it's just, you're trying to get to those Luffys, and it's just a little too late. So
Nami Searcher that at least hits, I think it hits a Sanji there.
Yeah, tragically, though, the Kid and Killer is like what he needs. He needs something to put his opponent to 0 here. And I don't think he, I mean, the only way is you're just jamming with your leader.
And you just go face again, is what you're saying.
Yep.
Does amuse me a little bit that this Nami, they can't search Nami's, in some sense, did search out this Nami.
Yeah.
Very amusing.
The Nami cosplay, if you will.
Yeah. It's like Luffy Taro all over again.
All right, so we're going to see 8. God, another giant. Oh, wait, he doesn't have a fully blinged out deck, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, we found it.
He has one giant that is not blinged out. All right. Okay.
Try better next time, kid.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm just filled with disappointment now.
I would be a little let down.
Imagine he goes back and watches this.
give him another week, man. Give him another week. He'll have it.
Yeah.
That's new.
It is very new.
Yeah. They're hard to get, man. All right. So we will go. We're resting. I think it was 4. Yeah, for Zoro Juro. Replacing that Nami.
Looking for, I would imagine, counter power of some sort. He did find a 2K in there that he could take. It looks like he has a fair amount of 2K. He has another giant and I believe a excuse me, the Demon Shura Ashura style, or Demon Sword Ashura style. Yeah.
Going for getting the Nami? This is Usohachi? That's Usohachi.
Yeah, Usohachi right there for just a little bit of defense. Yeah, the next turn. It's funny how useful that card is in so many matchups, but then in this matchup where your opponent plays 0 blockers, it just feels like, okay, I just have a 2K. That's all it is.
And sometimes that's enough.
It is. It does the thing.
All right, so we go 6K. I mean, we just did all these actions, and we still have all these attacks still ready to go in on our opponent. We got, I'm counting 7 Dawn open to us. I think green purple Luffy might just win this game, right on this turn.
It's looking promising. He might be goading his opponent into going for it here. I think he has enough to survive. If I'm being completely honest.
I mean, yeah, I can see it.
Yeah.
There's the Conquerors, first Conquerors.
Yep. So we'll see that, and we'll need an additional 1K now that the Sanji pudding has been brought down to a 7K. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So there we are. Counter out with the Shaku.
And now, let's see. We still got, I mean, do we jam, or do you just try to chip at the hand a little bit and do something else with this Dawn?
Nah, I don't think you win here. So he has a blocker Sanji in hand. I personally would be leaving, 2 Dawn up and playing out maybe the blocker Sanji over one of the Namis. So I would maybe just attach 1 Dawn to the Sanji pudding and swinging another 7. So you're forcing out another
1K.
Yeah, either a 2K 1K or just another observation hockey. And then you have a blocker, so like whatever this Sanji swings, you block, and then he's got to somehow get there, but with leader and Nami. So
right,
it's like really tough, I
guess we'll see. Looks like we might be planning to do. Looks like we got. Oh, we're going 8. No, sorry, 7, 8. I think this is 8, right?
Yeah, this should be 8. So it'll force that as well as another counter card again, which, I mean, this is fine. I think he's realizing like he doesn't really need to leave up 2 Dawn. So this definitely works. But I think he's just going to play the Sanji blocker here. Oh, he just passes.
Oh, passes.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't hate it. Yeah. I don't think in any way, shape, or form is Green Purple Luffy threatened of potentially losing the game here. Because his opponent's just going to have to all in, split Dawn between the Sanji and leader, and then Green Purple Luffy's sitting on the DMG counter, which that's 3K, Giant, which is another 4K, and then I believe that Sanji and the Usohachi that we know he just picked up as well. So he's got plenty
of counter,
plenty of counter to make it through this.
See, was our Rayleigh player able to draw into maybe a character that helps us here, or we're just mathing out our Dawn? I think we've decided that we're probably done after this. This is our last turn, so we're just gonna go double armament. No,
I think it's observation and unblockable.
Oh, that was leader effect. Sorry, I keep
Yeah. It was actually Conqueror's Hockey and unblockable. Excuse me. Yep. And Blake knows right now how many cards his opponent has in hand. He knows that 2 cards were just shown to buff this, so he can actually just math this out and go, okay, well, there's maybe 1 unknown card in hand, potentially 2. So what's the potential buffs that leader could get based off of the Dawn that he has? Either whether that's from armament hockey, whether that's from excuse me. He doesn't even have any of the buffs. So
we don't even armament. So
yeah. So we'll just see the Giant. Yep. And there's trashing Luffy Taro. Yep.
Got 2 cards.
Yeah, he's got enough here to never lose.
There's the Sanji.
Yep.
Usohachi.
That'll be it.
And yeah, Rayleigh gives it up.
Yep.
I think they're going to the bottom.
He's going to show him. He's going to show him.
he's laughing.
Bottom decked all of them.
Oh my god.
I think he's showing his opponent right now. Like, it's such an unfortunate bottom deck at the start of this game. Like, I don't believe that this Rayleigh would have had such a hard time in the match if that hadn't happened. I think that was quite literally just abysmal.
That was game losing.
100% game losing. Yeah, that's I would keep my head held high if I were the Rayleigh player, just knowing that, hey, sometimes RNGesus strikes, and he said, not today.
Not today.
Yeah, that was a tough one for Rayleigh there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've definitely been there though before where
Mhm.
I'm like, all I need is an unblockable event, please. And I just can't find it. Or
Mhm.
I end up playing buggy and it gets rid of all of my straw hat cards that I wanted to see. Or you play Nami and all you find are
Or the
the new events that can't be searched off of Nami. So, Rayleigh's it's a back and forth of like, okay, this deck is the best, or
Mhm.
oh my gosh, I hate this so much. What am I
Yeah.
doing? Like,
I mean, it kind of reminds me of some of like the early builds of this game. Like I still remember like red, green law would always find like you would always go either like supernova package, straw hat package, find a way to mix in the Wano package as well. And like all those searchers just hated each other at that point too. And I think even
yeah,
like original Whitebeard was like that. So
yeah.
it's still funny to see that problem plague certain decks here. But with that said, that was a really fun game. It is unfortunate that Riley just kind of like was chosen to lose by the second turn thanks to a buggy, but it was still being able to claw. It still fought pretty admirably. Like had a win condition and tried to play towards that win condition. I think that's important for people to notice about what our Riley player was trying to do there. It's like it's one thing to just kind of throw your hands up and say, well, I just automatically lose this because of an unfortunate search, but like understanding what our win condition is and continuously playing to that to where we had a moment that maybe we could have won. Maybe with that much search, green, purple, Luffy probably always has it, but you know what I'm saying? Like they're trying to go for the win instead of just throwing their hands up and just, going next.
No, 100%. Yeah, I think that you just have to recognize what that win condition was, and he realized, he was like, "Look, I got to get this guy to 0. If I get him to 0, I can potentially unblockable, potentially win this game. Is it still a long shot? Absolutely." But I think it was really good on green, purple Luffy to recognize also his win condition. I don't need to fall to 0. I can just keep countering out. Obviously being able to see, what was it, 3 out of the 4 giants, I think.
Yeah, like that.
That's like a huge benefit to the swings that were coming at him, because it's not like Rayleigh was giving him an easy time with the swings either. It was a lot of 8Ks, 9s coming in. So
a few characters we did get where they were doing damage. They were obnoxious.
No, 100%. Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to wrap up round 3. We'll be back for round 4 in just a few. So I appreciate you guys sticking around. And other than that, we should be, hopefully we'll get like what was it? We haven't seen blue purple yet, and we haven't seen Bonnie yet. So maybe we can get something like that. Yeah, but we'll see you soon.
right. Welcome back, everybody, to the Core TCG One Piece Regional in in the LA Convention Center in Los Angeles, California, where players are playing for their invites here, coming in for the Las Vegas Bandai Card Fest coming up, where we will be sending another 2 players, I believe, or is it 3 players this time for
I think it's
Japan.
3. I could be wrong.
Right.
I think it's 3.
They flipped it this year, and I keep
yeah.
Keep tripping me up, but yeah, we will be sending players to Japan to the World Finals, and that's what people are playing at. Which is, I think this year it's a little more intense because I think, as you yourself, Ian, as a competitive player yourself, you are also on the invite grind since everyone recently got reset, and now we have to play it through the holiday season trying to get our invites for February, which is kind of rough.
Yeah, no kidding. You are not lying about that. I personally have come to the realization, though, that this might be an event that I might not get my invite for, and simply because You've
been working.
I've been working, but I also have quite a bit of travel planned with my wife. So, I'm like, it's going to be tough timing. It's going to be tough timing, but we'll see. But I think we have Enel here versus Blue Yellow Nami.
Dude, this is a Los Angeles classic. I feel like every time I get to commentate a Los Angeles event, it's always some Enel players making their ways through the undefeated bracket. But yeah, it's Blue Yellow Nami, and I gotta switch some cards for us. But yeah, we got Enel on screen. Blue playing was this Hiyori?
Yep, Hiyori coming down, doing a little swaparoo with the life. Could be interesting, depending on what was placed there. We might end up expecting, like, I don't know, Kiku Nojo or something. But actually, with an 8, it really doesn't matter now because Kiku won't be able to be played. So, but there's a lot of sneaky things that Blue Yellow Nami can add to life with Hiyori. We can start throwing in, excuse me, the Kiku Nojos, the 2-cost Onamis. I believe there is a. Why am I forgetting the name of it? There also is a card. Oh, look at that, Nami, trashing the Kiku to get rid of the Kiku here off of board.
That does cause us to heal, correct?
I believe so, since your opponent is at 3 life now from
I think the Nami triggers in life, so you're actually at 4 life. Oh, no, yeah, I think that's exact. Oh, no, never mind.
No. I think it's because after the Nami gets played to the trash is when the KO effect takes place. So at that point, I believe you are at the 3 life. So he should be.
All right, just mixing up games. Got it.
Yeah. No worries. But the unfortunate Kiku being removed right there, but not too bad. I think
at least we got the heal, right? Like we at least got not full value because we never got to attack, but at least we do get the on KO trigger at the right time.
Yeah.
Kind of punishing ourselves too, right? Like this is the classic.
Look at that, though.
No way.
Look at that. Yeah, I mean, it was a big mistake on Blue Yellow Nami's part. Right? Yeah, to not just swing first. Like
that is the classic in this game, right? You swing before playing your characters, and
100%. But I mean, you could look at it in both respects of like, well, you know what? I got the life back. And I got 2 cards out of an Enel's hand. So, I mean, I'm not saying that's the arbiter of what should have happened, but, just...
the things that worked out fine,
Sure,
yeah, for sure.
All right, we're going to see 5 from Nami here. He does play the Kuma, swinging the 5 again after, the play and everything. And I think... It's very interesting. Very interesting. I could be mistaken, but I think he's at 5 life, but it looks like one of the cards is maybe hidden.
No, I think it's
he went down to 3 for the for the Kiku. That's right.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Counter out of the Hawkins.
Yep. I believe he does get a 2K there though with the Zeus.
Yeah. And with the now we're at
5. Yeah,
this is interesting because I imagine doing nows. Would you say we're gonna actually play our own Kuma? Would you say that Enels are still running things like Gadatsus? Because that could be a relevant card here.
I do, to my knowledge, it is still played, but unironically, or I guess I should say more ironically, the Enel goat himself, JCM, I saw in the chat just a second ago. You know, he's the arbiter of what an Enel deck probably should be played like, because I swear every time he brings this deck to an event, he seems to do extremely well with it. But we'll see. Veg right there freezes the Kuma, and then an 8-cost kid to be able to trash another Veg.
Yeah.
Wow!
Oh my god!
Wow. Okay.
Oh, this is yellow. I love this yellow game so far. That's crazy.
Yellow is a little wild. It can go all kinds of different ways. Little wild. You never know what you're gonna get. It's like a potluck. So we do have the, what is this? The Basil Hawkins able to swing into Nami here. We also have the Kuma able to swing in, but this is like kind of an important turn for Enel. This is when they start establishing like, okay, do we have the 8-cost Katakuri to maybe ask for a card, remove the 8-cost kid off the board, and then start asking for a card with the Kuma, because Nami's effect is amazing. Just being able to trash, you know, just say, hey, I'm just going to trash a card and go to 7 this turn. That's pretty good.
And I think that's what we did. We might as well have done that, and now we attack.
Well, it's interesting if we did do that just now. We chose to trash a 2K, so it does seem a little bizarre, but I did.
Sure.
You're at 5 life, so I'd probably just be taking pretty comfortably here. Oh, 8-cost kid, getting rid of 8-cost kid right there.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. So, I mean, this is a big thing for, like you were saying, Enel kind of has to establish that the big bodies at this turn as soon as possible, because like while we can stall losing the game over, no way, another 8-cost kid. That could, that's gonna be like that's like the game changer. I feel like we are gonna use a leader effect. We got to discard a card, and I think sequencing is a little backwards, but it's fine. Same thing, gets some 2 cards in hand. I think this is just gonna be a fast game for Nami.
Ooh,
Kiku, and that's just game.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Okay,
that was so fast.
Wow. All right, I wasn't expecting it to be like Brick City over there, but
I'm not even sure if it was Brick City, right? Like the double 8 drop kid back to back is.
I mean, don't get me wrong, for sure, but I mean, oh my gosh, that is brutal. Yeah, that is absolutely brutal.
So just super fast game, super fast yellow game. I thought maybe Enel we would have seen more of like the grind out from Enel, maybe continue that, but Nami with the back to back Kikunojos and healing just made things a little obnoxious and a little difficult for them to actually get what they wanted done. So
yeah, that was just yellow on yellow violence right there. That was. That was crazy, you know. But I think Nami, you know, obviously, I think it just shines not only into this matchup, but just in particular being able to be like, oh, I'm a 7K lead, you know, whenever I need to be. I can get out of a lot of these, you know, 8K, 9K swings that you're going to be pressuring me with, because Enel's going to late game develop some of those bigger bodies. But if you don't give them time, I mean, they're not going to get there. Yeah. So that was the fastest game of the day. All right. It's funny that we had a confirmation from our floor judge that was like, hey, do you guys want to see a blue yellow Nami game? And I was like, yeah, that sounds great. That'd be a lot of fun. Haven't seen that matchup yet, but didn't know it was going to be into Enel, and didn't know it was going to be that fast.
But I guess it's going to be an extended lunch break for all of us here at the watching the stream while our players are still playing it out at the Core TCG Regional in the LA Convention Center.
Yeah. So you know what? Before we go to break, let's have a slight conversation with everybody in chat, but a conversation between you and I. What do we think's winning today? We're in round. We just finished round 4.
Mhm.
We're going to round 5. We're
It's half point.
progressively getting to the halfway mark. What are
Mhm.
we expecting to win today?
Win today. I think
Hmm.
like I don't think there been a consistent. We got so if we want to go by historical, we got PRB02 is
Hmm.
still pretty new. I mean, like blue purple Luffy's still dominant. Bonnie's still around. Rayleigh, green purple Luffy. Like if I had to pick one, and my heart always wants to say something crazy like Sanji just takes it. Like someone
Oh
shows
my
up
god!
with red Sanji and just takes the whole thing.
PRB01 Sanji.
Yeah.
That's a crazy take. I like it. I like it.
What about you? What's your educated guess? You
So it's interesting because we've literally seen every single leader that you just kind of listed off
minus
win an
Bonnie, I think,
event.
right?
No,
Yeah.
Bonnie
Oh,
did. Yeah,
win. Sorry. Yes.
yeah. I'm pretty sure Bonnie won. Maybe it was actually pre PRBO2.
Hmm.
But I'm trying to remember if it was after, if it was last weekend or not. But it did win one recently, and
Hmm.
yeah, Bonnie's been looking good. I think the tough part for Bonnie is specifically the fact that you're trying to find all these pieces when realistically you just have to kind of hope and pray that you either see them out of life or top of the deck.
Right.
Because you can't really search a lot of your top end. All of it's just, you're like, all right, I hope I can see it.
Hmm.
Because if you don't, it becomes a very awkward game. But they got a lot of new additions into the deck from PRBO2,
Hmm.
being the 4-cost Zoro and the why am I forgetting? The 3-cost Bonnie.
Right.
Yeah. So great additions. I think the deck is extremely good, and I think the leader effect is so generically good